pale greens tinted orange before the coming twilight, and he felt his eyes fill. Remarkable that these glimpses of beauty under a darkening sky opened the gates of emotion more than the photograph of Azar's daughter. When they walked back into the room, Azar picked up the plate, lifted it toward him, and smiled. "Thank you for the lamb," Marc said, and Azar nodded and then backed out of the door and was gone for half a minute before Sabir came in with the blindfold and, without speaking, wrapped it around Marc's eyes and tied his hands. For the first time, he was to get an evening visit from the woman. When she came in, he heard Sabir walk out and close the door, and the woman once again pulled her chair across the floor of the room so she could sit close to him. "It's a beautiful evening," she said first. "Soon they'll be calling for the sunset prayer." "I wouldn't know what kind of evening it is," he said. "That's not true, Marc. I saw Azar walking you outside. I saw the way you looked at the sky." "You can't be Muslim," he said. "The call to prayer is moving even if I'm not. The way its rhythms bring your attention in equal parts to your devotion and your mortality." "I would think it would get tedious after a while." "Maybe," she said. "Maybe it's like washing your face. Most days you do it without thinking, but now and then, as you're patting your skin dry, you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror that's such a surprise that it affirms your faith in the familiar." Perhaps she was both a jihadist and a poet, he thought. "That would depend on the face, I think." "Yes, I suppose. I saw Azar show you the picture of his daughter." He tightened his eyes again beneath the blindfold. "Did you ask him to do that?" "No. I did tell him that your daughter had been killed." She left the words suspended in the air for several seconds. "He's soft-hearted. He's a butcher by trade, but like any butcher I've known, gentle and funny away from his work. Less gentle-seeming when he's carrying a gun." She shifted in her chair, and he heard her resettle her garments. Even with the blindfold, the room seemed to have darkened with nightfall. "We reached your wife. You underestimated her, I think. She seemed very concerned about you, but perhaps that was just a manifestation of her grief." "Don't," he said, shaking his head. Like everything else, he'd held at bay what could have been easily imaginable images of Lynn getting the phone call about the murder, or answering the knock at the door, or receiving mourners alongside the coffin, near which photographs of their daughter at various ages, finger-painting in blues and yellows at age 5, and water-skiing on a lake where one summer they rented when she was 12, and laughing, arms linked, with girlfriends at age 15 at a birthday party, told the half-truths of a half-happy life. She wasn't angry with you for not flying home or for not answering her calls. You must have had quite a chat. Woman to woman. She used the words lost soul and seemed to suggest that ransoming you wouldn't change that. This he knew was false. You didn't talk to her at all, really, did you? Does it make any difference? The peculiarity of the conversation struck him then, where the threat of her asking about his wife and daughter seemed more present than the blindfold, the rope around his wrists, or the man outside with the machine gun. "What is this, exactly?" he asked. "What do you mean?" "I have no value to you. I'm not a journalist. I'm not rich. Yesterday you used the words mid-level executive. We're sitting here talking about my ex-wife, my daughter. I don't understand why anyone would kidnap me." "You're an American," she said. "You were wandering where you shouldn't have been. We didn't choose you, especially. You happened by, more or less. You could have been anyone. What you were doing in Layari, I can't imagine." I wanted to see how other Pakistanis live." "Don't do that," she said. Her tone was suddenly cold. "Do what?" "Don't look for the suffering of others as a salve to your own wounds. It's arrogant. You see where that gets you." "It wasn't a salve. I was trying to, put things in perspective." "Well, did you?" He didn't answer her, and she was silent for a while. Then she said, "Marc, you might be here for a long time for the simple reason that we hope to get something of value for you. I can't promise that I—" She stopped herself for a moment and then cleared her throat before continuing. "When I heard that your daughter had been killed,